And we are back. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and I am here with Nicole Greer. She is the owner of Vibrant Coaching, and she is the Vibrant Coach. And we are talking with Doug Fitzgerald. He is the owner and founder of Lake Norman Connect, actually LKNConnect.com. And we've asked Mark Sanger, he is the station owner, executive producer of this show, to join in with him as well. Mark, I appreciate you continuing to join us, buddy. Doug, thank you so much for being on the show, my friend.
My pleasure.
So, Doug, I ask this question often, right? And in your case, I know you've had an interesting life. Now, you don't got to go back to 1962, but tell us a little bit of your background, right? People will be interested to hear that.
Well, thank you, Joe. It's a pleasure to be here. My background is diverse. My previous life, I was a musician. And I, of course, I'm from North Carolina. I'm from Eastern North Carolina, and went to East Carolina and majored in music. After I left East Carolina, I went to upstate New York to start teaching. I have 30 years of teaching music. And when
Was that
I got
a big shock?
Oh,
from East Carolina
I couldn't understand a word they said. And so,
but they thought you talked funny.
They thought I talked funny. I had no idea. It was tough communicating. So when I got up there, and I taught, but I only could stay there 2 years because when it hit 20 below zero, I couldn't take it. Now, that's the biggest change going from North Carolina up. So the principal I had said, hey, how would you like to go a little further south? I've been changed to Philadelphia. So it's a little town outside of Philadelphia called Willow Grove, and it was where John Philip Sousa did all of his performance. Yeah, right there at the park. So I said, sure, it's got to be warmer than it is here. So I went there and stayed 45 years in Philadelphia, and thoroughly enjoyed it. And at that time, had a chance to perform.
I want to know exactly, when you say music, what exactly did you do?
I'm a saxophone player.
Interesting.
Okay, my claim to fame is I had an opportunity to play with the Temptations, so I played Barry sax with them.
Oh my gosh!
And I had a chance to play Barry sax with the Platters, which is a little older group. And so I had a great time performing. And then I had a chance to perform in Europe by conducting in Europe. So I was an assistant conductor too.
Well, let's hear a little bit. Get that saxophone out.
Wait, he didn't bring it. I'm looking around for it.
I would have known. I'll tell you this. We met Doug. We're talking about the LKNConnect.com with Doug, and I brought my client manager, or my company factotum, I like to call her, and she was just goo-goo-eyed with you. Because she plays piano at her church, and she just loves music, and she just absolutely, when we left that meeting, said how impressive you were. I said, what are you talking about? I mean, so he plays a little music. She said, no, you don't understand, Joe. He's the real deal, you know.
It's been very good to me. Music has done a great job.
So how does a guy that plays a saxophone, right, end up in Cornelius, North Carolina, setting up and starting LKNConnect.com? How does that happen?
Well, it's not so difficult. And when I was finishing up my teaching career, and this was back in 2005, I had 3 friends that had lost their job, good friends, and they were at that age where they were too old to find another job, but too young to retire. So I went out and studied with Dick Bowles out in Oregon. And what I did is I found out how I could help people change their career when they had lost their job. They were going into the black hole, and they needed help, and they needed people to help them to the next step. Nicole, exactly what Nicole is doing.
Yes.
Excuse me. So I took all of those, came back, and said, this is not enough, so I think I'll get a doctorate. So I got a doctorate in social change, organizational management and social change. And that's what I taught at the college level.
Now Nicole's got goo-goo eyes. You understand that, don't you?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, so I just got bumped. Man,
you did, Mark.
I just got upstage. Right, Doug just upstaged me.
So
the women love Doug. You understand that, don't you?
Saxophone. Oh my goodness.
So it's been good. And so what happened is I started teaching this at Immaculata University, right outside of Philadelphia. It's a small Catholic school. I finished up a music degree at Villanova, so when Villanova plays Carolina, my wife and I we disagree. So that's how I got involved. And then I met my wife online, and she was living in High Point.
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
I know, we have to have him back for that.
Right. So she was living in High Point. I was in Philadelphia. So we talked I'm not a talker, so if you get me to talk on the phone more than 3 minutes, you've accomplished a great deal.
It must be love.
So we spoke 5 hours a day, and so I said, I better go down and meet this girl. So I came down and stayed. So that's how I got into this area. We wanted to find a place to live, so she wanted water, and so Lake Norman is where we are. And that's how it happened. So this whole process started about 1.5 years ago, and I was listening to Nicole as she was talking about don't be so fast-moving, and, well, I'm the guy. I'm the entrepreneur that was it yesterday.
Right.
And so I've been very...
Join Mark and I's club.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
Yeah.
So I just wanted. Can't understand, as you said, why people don't understand exactly what I'm thinking, and so I have to communicate a little bit, and
That's
I
right.
communicate very little. So I've found a person that's really, really been a help to me, and he's been good. So I have surrounded myself with people who say, let's put the brakes on here, let's dot this I, let's cross these T's, and we'll move ahead. That's where we are, and so we've got some good people, and I can tell you David Beard is a great guy.
Yeah, give them all a plug.
David Beard,
you know they're
guy.
listening.
Yeah. Ellen Stafford's a great person too.
You know,
She's
I
our
love
editor.
her. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So we're just hiring 4 more people now. So this afternoon I'll finish up, I hope, with the interviews, and we'll be able to move this faster than we had.
So walk me through. You know, all of us business people, we have this aha, moment. I'm going to do this moment, right? And so walk me through the moment that you decided I'm going to create LKNConnect.com, right? When did that happen?
It was January of 18.
Mark, he knows the exact day.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I know exactly what it was. And I had this vision.
I didn't mean the aha was specific.
And it said, this is stuff I'd studied and put
Right.
together and taught at the university level, and it's like put up or shut up. And so I said, let's get something together. And we were in here in Cornelius. And so I thought, let's put this stuff together. So I put it all into 3-ring binders, all of my research I'd done. So I met with the local mayor, and he said, you need to meet this other guy. His name's Jim Vogel. So I went in with 9 3-ring binders full of information. And Jim looked at me and said, what the are you doing? He said, I don't understand any of this. He said, break it down so people can understand what you're doing.
And Jim's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy,
Yeah,
yes. He said, break it down so people can understand what the blank you're doing. And I did. I put it into a pamphlet. And so we've been moving in that direction.
Which is hard for you, to put it into it.
It is, and put everything in there because you feel like you left something out.
So for those of you listening, get on your phone and go to LKNConnect.com. Now, Doug, describe to them what it is that you're trying to build, because this is brand new, right?
It's a brand new concept. People have asked, who are your competitors? So we are a three-phase business. There are actually 3 businesses. One is the community. We want to build the community. We like the community. We love the community. We want the LKN Lake Norman community to thrive, move together, and work together and support each other. So we built the community site first. That's LKNConnect.com. The second one, we have a very warm heart for small businesses. We think that many times they've been pushed out of business by a guy by the name of, can we say it?
Say it.
Jeff Bezos is a great guy, and he's got his $250 billion. That's great, but many times he pushes people out of their jobs. So the local mom and pop, the local brick and mortar, the local whatever, and things have changed, but still they're having a hard time. So we champion them. We're an advocate for small businesses. So we put that together, and then we bring in a community health program, and they're the 3 phases. So we've got the community site, the business site, which is just like Amazon. We call it the Amazon for local businesses. And then the third part is working with Novant Natrum to present a good community health program.
Well, one of the things I like when I go to your site is there really is a lot of news and information on the site, which means you've got to have people writing this relevant information that seems to be quite timely.
It is, and we were blessed with Ellen. She is bringing, and she told me she has 2 or 3 more writers she got yesterday. About you're coming on, so
Sure.
We're excited about that too. So she's done a great job of bringing in the writers and the local interest and all of this type thing, and then we keep the local events.
You're sitting next to somebody else that could write for you too, just so you know.
I'm getting closer.
No, Mark, I was not pointing to you.
Not you. It's me. Pay attention, Mark.
So we try and keep current what's happening, what the community is interested in. The events are very important. And, of course, the most read articles on our community site is the local government meetings. When you talk about 77 and when you talk about the traffic, we get 10,000 people to come in and just read those articles. And so it's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, and for example, Nicole, Mark, I'll describe what I'm doing with him. You know, all of these videos that we do on this show, we are letting Doug's people take them, break them down into smaller videos, and put them into sort of these bullet point conversations, right?
Absolutely.
So everybody is going to be able to see and also read about our different shows. Mm-hmm. So he's given a platform that otherwise we wouldn't have, right? Mm-hmm. Nicole, he's given a platform for people like you to be able to also write about issues and topics that people are interested in. So it is a unique place for business people to go and reach a larger audience than, say, normally we would do. Is that a good description of what
Absolutely.
we're doing?
You nailed it.
Yeah,
we have a
exactly.
Yes. Perfect.
Exactly.
And now, Doug,
Ring
what we
the
need to
bell.
do is get
Ring the bell,
WSIC
Doug.
and the news to stay away from the bell, Doug. And now we need to do is get WSIC news and your news to start doing some joint stuff together as well, and that relationship.
Love to.
Yeah. So you started a website. We've only got about 2 minutes. What advice would you give somebody thinking about starting a small business in this environment? Because yes, it is challenging. Beso and Walmart and the rest of them are absolutely making us change and alter. But there's a way through it to succeed. Talk about that.
Well, just a little bit, and I go back to Nicole's 8 points. They were right on. You
don't need to rub her shoulders anymore, man. She's had enough of it.
I have to tell you, Mark had some great ideas too. And as I was saying earlier, it's interesting to know that other people are going through the same things that I'm going through. I don't sleep at night. I worry about this is going to happen.
That's
That's going to happen. Is it going to make it? And then I run into some people like you guys, and they say, "This is exciting. This is exciting. This makes it worth it." And there are other people doing the same things that I'm going through. So if a new person were to start, talk to someone, find someone that's doing this, and compare notes, because they're doing the very same thing that you're going through.
You know, my sister came to a small business event we did last week, and one thing she said is it was such a great community of people that shared each other. And what I was explaining to her is that's what small business people do. We get together because we need the time to get together.
Correct.
Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it.
My pleasure, and thank you.